Hi everyone, how are you today? I'm Madam Kusuyati. Today you are going to learn chapter 5.0, that is Cellular Respiration and Fermentation. Under this chapter, the first subtopic is Aerobic Respiration. Let us see together the learning outcomes. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to first, state the need for energy and the role of respiration in living organisms. Second, outline the complete oxidation of glucose, which involve glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation. All organisms need energy to carry out life activities. Energy is essential for the 7 characteristics of life. First characteristic are movement. Energy or ATP is needed for muscle contraction. Second, reproduction. Energy required for sperm motility. Third, growth. Energy is used in cell division or division of cell. Next, respiration. In cellular respiration, chemical energy stored in organic molecules such as glucose is converted into energy or ATP. This energy is readily to be used by the cell. Next, excitability. Transmission of impulse involves energy. Next, excretion. Excretion of waste in kidney also need energy. And the last one, nutrition. Ingestion and digestion also require energy. So, to memorize 7 characteristics of life that require energy, you must remember Mr. Green. Organisms obtain the energy need from respiration. So, what is respiration? Respiration is a chemical process that breaks down simple food molecules such as glucose into ATP or energy. This energy will be used by the cell. As you can see, there are 2 diagrams. First diagram shows when the stomach digests food, the carbohydrate in the food break down into the glucose. The stomach and small intestine absorb the glucose and then release it into the bloodstream. The second diagram shows glucose in the bloodstream will be transported into the cell. From the diagram, you can see alpha glucose from maltose sugar in rice or beta glucose from cellulose in plant cell wall will be converted into ATP via cellular respiration. Aerobic respiration is a metabolic process involving oxygen in the breakdown of glucose. Equation of aerobic respiration is 1 molecule of glucose requires 6 molecules of oxygen to produce 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water, and energy. Aerobic respiration occurs in cytosol or cytoplasm and mitochondria. Aerobic respiration will produce high amount of energy. Aerobic respiration involves redox reaction, which are oxidation and reduction. Oxidation is the loss of 1 or more electrons or hydrogen atoms from one substance. whereas reduction is the addition one or more electrons or hydrogen atoms to another substance. So how to memorize? You must remember this acronym ORIC. O stand for oxidation, I for is, L for loss, R for reduction, another I for is, and G for gain. From the equation, you can see 1 molecule of glucose is oxidized into 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, whereas 6 molecules of oxygen reduced into 6 molecules of water. Aerobic respiration involves 4 metabolic stages. The first stage are glycolysis. Glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm or cytosol. The second stage are link reaction or fireway oxidation. Link reaction occurs in matrix of mitochondria. The third stage are Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle. Krebs cycle occurs in matrix of mitochondria, same as link reaction. And the last stage are oxidative phosphorylation. Oxidative phosphorylation divided into electron transport chain and chemiosmosis. Oxidative phosphorylation occurs in inner membrane of mitochondria. Next, we overview stage by stage of aerobic respiration. During glycolysis, each glucose molecule, 6 carbon, is broken down into 2 molecules of pyruvate, 3 carbon. The product of glycolysis are 2 net ATP and 2 NADH plus 2H plus. 2 pyruvate enter matrix of mitochondria where the pyruvate oxidation or link reaction occurs. Pyruvate oxidize, forming 2 molecule acetyl-CoA, 2 carbon dioxide release, and 2 NADH plus 2H plus. The acetyl-CoA enter the Krebs cycle that oxidize it to carbon dioxide. The product of Krebs cycle are 2 ATP, 2 FADH2, and 6 NADH plus 6H plus. During oxidative phosphorylation, NADH and FADH2 transfer electron derived from glucose to electron transport chain. Energy from the process used for ATP synthesis in the process called chemiosmosis. As a conclusion, there are 2 types of ATP production in aerobic respiration. The first type are substrate level phosphorylation, and the second types are oxidative phosphorylation. Substrate level phosphorylation occur in glycolysis and citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle, whereas oxidative phosphorylation occur during electron transport chain and chemiosmosis. Substrate level phosphorylation produce small amount of ATP, whereas oxidative phosphorylation produce large amount of ATP. As I said just now, substrate level phosphorylation occur in glycolysis and citric acid cycle, whereas oxidative phosphorylation occurs during electron transport chain and chemiosmosis. Substrate level phosphorylation produce small amount of ATP, which is 4 ATP only, 2 ATP in glycolysis and another 2 in citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle, whereas oxidative phosphorylation produce large amount of ATP, which is 32 ATP per molecule of glucose. That's all. Thank you.